Thank you very much, Becca and Ryan and Team Fuel. I'm here with Mike Bordogna. Mike.
Nice to meet you, Peter.
Welcome to the set.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Mike is our new San Miguel County Manager.
Correct.
And before we talk about your new gig,
sure.
I want to ask you your Telluride story. How did you come to arrive in Telluride? What was the impetus for coming here?
So I knew I was born in the wrong place. I grew up outside of Philadelphia.
Hey, so did I.
Yeah.
That's not the wrong place. Come on, man.
It's a great place to be from.
Exactly. As far from as you can be.
Yeah.
As W.C. Fields used to say.
Yeah. So I knew that skiing was my passion, and that I also wanted to live in a small town and have a tighter sense of community than what I experienced growing up. And I searched around the country, and I ended up in Leadville. And I was in Leadville for 17 years with my family. I dragged my girlfriend, who then became my wife, and we have 2 kids, and they're 8 and 10.
Okay.
And about a year and a half ago, we did our vision board of where we wanted to be, and we put a lot of the things that were going to help us kind of focus when those opportunities came up. And then I had a fortune cookie, and it said, "You're going to get an opportunity very soon, and you should take it." And I was sent the next day this position description.
Seriously?
And I went, "Yeah, I swear."
Oh, that's fantastic. Who needs a vision board when you got fortune cookies?
When you have, Chinese philosophy.
But maybe that's what set it up.
You.
Maybe doing the vision board.
It did,
because I
think basically it just helped me to be more present and to focus on those opportunities that were going to be right in front of me.
When they presented themselves.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I applied for the job thinking there's no way, there's got to be a million people who want this. And at the same time, I was in a good place. I liked my job. I was running an economic development corporation. I had been in county government. And one of the things from that board is, when did I feel most alive in a work position? And it was not when I was a county commissioner, but when I was acting in the role of our county administrator. And I loved working with budgets and with department heads and helping them to achieve their goals and overcome the challenges and that creativity that you're allowed in that role.
Oh, cool.
So I applied for the job. I actually, right after I applied, I happened to be going to a free concert down in Frisco, and I walked into the Whole Foods, and I went, "Man, that guy looks familiar." And I walked up and said, "Are you Rasta Stevie?" And he said, "Yeah, man." And I sat down and talked to him for a half hour and said, I had just been offered the job at that point.
And you knew Rasta TV from his
from
days?
Blizzard of Oz,
from
which is a little kid skiing in the Poconos, dreaming of big mountains and powder. And I went, "Oh my gosh, I got to go to a place that's funky and like that."
And did you know that Stevie was also involved in local government here?
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
From
the movies, though.
Okay.
But I had a great chat with him, and he asked, who would you be working for? And I named our 3 county commissioners, Chris, Lance, and Hillary, and he went, "Oh, they're my three favorite people in the world." And so I took that as another sign.
Yes, indeed.
And I followed these signs, and can't believe it, but it worked out, and here we are. And I thought I would never leave Leadville under any circumstance except for this place.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's a great Telluride story.
Yeah.
So tell me, how's it going? You've been in the job now for what, 5 months, 4 months?
Yeah, it's almost 6.
Almost 6 months?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I actually, I showed up informally on August 12th. I finished my previous job that last Friday. I rolled in on Monday just to walk around, and quickly Lynn Black, my predecessor, said, "Hey, sit down. I need to start downloading." And I was so thankful to have that. I had about 5 or 6 weeks with her.
Transition.
Yeah.
Nice. That's really
and she
helpful.
really helped to orient me to the issues and challenges that I was stepping into.
She's been doing it for a long time. So
24 years.
She knows her stuff.
Yeah, and she's a walking encyclopedia of this county.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
So what at this point, what is it that you're working on that's sort of what that you feel is the most important or the most challenging? And then if you wouldn't mind, maybe tell me about what your aspirations are for the future, what you're really looking forward to accomplishing, and just give us a sense of what your day-to-day life is as as county manager.
Sure. Well, I'm really thankful and appreciative to work for a board of commissioners that shares a similar value system to me and cares about the environment. And one of our top goals is decreasing the carbon footprint of the county itself, and then to hopefully expand even beyond, as well as to find regional housing solutions,
Right.
because we know that community starts with having people that live and work there,
Yeah.
and not a commuter population
Right.
that just serves.
Yeah.
Right now, I'd say the biggest challenges are we're about to undertake some massive construction and capital projects. We're building a new sheriff's facility in Norwood that would serve as an alternate emergency operations center and dispatch and response center. And as that population grows in Norwood and the West End, it'll be good to be able to staff out of that location.
Sure.
That's about a $3.5 million facility.
Because all of that is now down in Ilium?
It is.
Right.
Yeah, and so most of our deputies are actually coming from the
Yeah,
West End, so
right.
to be able
Be a big
to have them
convenience, sure.
commuting 2 minutes kind of is in line with our carbon, and
Yep.
also in
With
line
housing.
with, we want people to work close to where they,
right,
or live close to
right.
where they work. Likewise, we're going to be remodeling our Ilium jail facility and creating a mental health, a behavioral health, I should say, hold space, so that when folks are either experiencing mental health issues or substance issues, they're not put into the regular jail
right.
cells. And I think trying to recognize that that these are diseases that folks are dealing with, and not necessarily criminal acts, and trying to give them more of the resources. You know, this year
Right.
we implemented the co-responder program, which has been really successful with having a mental health professional ride along
Right.
with our sheriff's
Right.
deputies. We're looking to expand that to 24/7 service.
Good.
Yeah. So those two, we're actually, here's a really exciting one. DOLA just unveiled this new clean energy challenge.
DOLA being Department of Local Affairs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the major granting agency for local governments. And we are one of the 4 finalists in the state. And we've proposed a project that would put solar arrays and our own battery storage. So not just tying into the grid, but
Oh, wow.
actually storing our own power on site. So it's never even getting to the grid.
How cool.
We're planning to power that entire Norwood facility that I just spoke about completely off of solar. Our Glockson building out there, the Ilium jail, the courthouse. So 4 major facilities, $1.5 million solar project. Beyond that, we're going to be finishing our broadband project, completing that new redundant, totally new fiber line coming into Telluride to increase redundancy and competition in the internet service provider market. And we've recently rehired for some new positions. We have a new public health director coming on next week. She was formerly second in charge of family planning for CDPHE, Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment at the state.
Wow, you guys have a lot going on.
We do.
I mean, that's a huge...
We just hired our new
huge-
building official, which I was really pleased to be able to find a longtime local.
Who was that?
Todd Herman.
Oh, great.
Is in that
Excellent.
capacity
Oh, cool.
for us, and that's what a position that I felt very strongly had to come from within the local
Yes,
community.
yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
And so the last major hire we have coming up before us is we're going to be seeking a new HR director and looking to integrate that more closely with our finance office.
Okay. Well, cool.
This will
Man.
be one of the biggest budget years that we've
Yeah,
had.
that's an enormous agenda of things to
Yeah.
work on, to get done, and really important things. I mean,
Yeah.
these
And
are
I didn't
really
even mention other
impactful.
projects like the Sunnyside Housing Project that we're working on, or the wastewater treatment plant, or the
No,
gondola
that's just
planning.
minor considerations,
Yeah, little
right?
stuff. Yeah.
Sidebars.
Yeah.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to say was, when do you have time to go skiing?
Ha! When I come down to meet you on Telluride TV.
Good.
No,
Well, I hope you do get
my
some
kids are
time
both
to-
doing the ski club.
Yeah.
And so
Oh, are they?
it's a weird thing. I was one of their ski race coaches the last
Okay.
3 years.
So
So,
they
to
do- they
drop
do
them
alpine?
off with coaches and then go ski on my own
Right,
is a
whole
foreign
different deal.
thing. Yeah.
Whole different deal. So they're doing the race program?
My daughter's in the Big Mountain Juniors. My
did she?
son's still
Okay,
in gravity.
Good,
So,
perfect.
yeah.
Well, that's such a great program. All my
It is.
children have been through that program.
Yes.
Does wonders.
That was one of the things, I wanted not only the small community values
Mm-hmm.
for my kids' upbringing, but also to be able to progress in the sport that we
Sure.
all love.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's certainly one of the motivations for me moving out here originally.
Yeah.
And so the kids and your wife, they're all happy, and they're happy to be here. They're
Yeah,
happy to be living in
it's
Telluride. And
it's a little tough, as you can imagine.
Transitions are always
Moving away from a group of friends you've
Yeah,
had for the last
absolutely.
17 plus years. But I've found that the people here to be very welcoming and very friendly, and unlike where I came from, where you had to have 5 generations preceding you to be a local, you can be a local here. Pretty.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Mike.
Maybe
I'm
not.
still working on it.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Anyway, I'm going to add to the welcome by saying,
Yes.
welcome to Telluride, welcome to the job.
Thank you.
Welcome to Telluride TV, and thank you very much for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure, and
good
thanks
luck.
for having
If
me.
there's anything we can do for you, just holler.
Will do.